This is Middle Class Matt from don'tbuythehype.blogspot.com, and I am Sports Genius. Been watching college football. It's nice. Football season has started officially, and then we're not in the fake games like the preseason, which I watch anyway. Now, though, the NFL season is coming close. Once college starts, we all know the NFL season is almost upon us. I've gone through the NFC predictions, and I've done all those. Now I'm doing the AFC. So in this video, I'll do the AFC North predictions. And I think, I'm not probably stepping out on a limb by saying this, that the AFC North is the best division in the AFC. But not compared to the NFC. NFC may have 3 divisions better than that. Or 2 or 3. But it is the best in the AFC. So let's start with the Cleveland Browns. They made some dramatic moves on offense in the draft that may pay off in the future, but I don't see them paying off this year. They drafted Brandon Wheaton. So they have him or Colton McCoy, who both of those should be able to play in the NFL, but I don't know that they're elite starters or maybe not elite starters yet. Now they drafted Trent Richardson, and that's great. It seems like they want to be a pound, a ground and pound type team, or they're bringing him in to have some of that part of their offense. They have a good left tackle, so they should be able to run behind him, but he's still a rookie as well. So with that said, I have them at 3-13. I don't see them, they won 4 games last year, I don't see them being any better. I don't see them improving on defense where they needed to improve. I believe that they allowed a lot of yards rushing, and so I didn't see any dramatic improvements to really get them to the point where they're going to be a better rush defense. So I see them being 3-13. NFL's tough. Next to the Cincinnati Bengals, I see them being exactly the way they were last year, 9-7. Now that doesn't mean they're not going to improve. They have a great quarterback in Andy Dalton, and they have AJ Green at wide receiver, and I think that's going to be one of the better connections in the future of the NFL. These guys are going to be, a connection like we see with Stafford and Calvin Johnson. When we see with some of the other, I don't want to go crazy and talk about some of the great combinations, but that receiver, Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, I really see them as being one of those great future receiver quarterback tandems. And AJ Green is, since Calvin Johnson's the most elite receiver I've seen come out of the college ranks. The way he dominates and the way he separates from corners is incredible. But I don't. They're a pretty good defensive team. They were top 10 last year, and they drafted Dre Kirkpatrick from Alabama. Anytime you take the SEC guys, that's smart. It's going to make your team better. But I looked at their schedule, and it's tough. And so even though I see them being a better team, I only see them going 9-7. They caught people by surprise. They may have had a little easier schedule last year. This year, they're not going to catch people by surprise. They don't have an easy schedule, but they're still going to go 9-7 because they've improved. Next is the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they have some problems, but I still see their defense being good enough to be one of the better defenses in the NFL. They have committed to the run. They have drafted offensive linemen. They have brought in a offensive coordinator who loves to run the football, and they have a lot of running backs. Even though some of them have been hurt, 1 or 2 of them should be able to do well this year. They have Jonathan Dwyer, Rashawn Mendenhall, and Redmond. And so all those guys, I think they'll be able to run the ball better given their offense balance. And I have picked them this year 10-6. So I still see them being a playoff team or, borderline playoff team this year because of all the nice pieces they still have intact. So that leaves the Baltimore Ravens, who I'm picking as the champion of the AFC North. So they will be the best team in the AFC North. Now, I really like them, and maybe even as a Super Bowl pick. I don't mean to win a Super Bowl, but to get there. I really can see that after last year, just letting that game slide away from them in the conference finals. But the Terrell Suggs injury is big. On an aging defense already, that's really tough. Now, I think their offense could be better. I think they talk about they have some of the best depth in receiver they've ever had, and I think that's true. I think Joe Flacco will probably have a better season than even he did last year. I really think he'll step up. And I think he's still developing as a quarterback and growing, and I think he's going to have a big season. So I see them offensively being really good. They have a deep threat. They have a great slot receiver. They can get first downs. They can run the football with Ray Rice, one of the best running backs in the NFL. So I really like them. And they've drafted some nice players on defense. They're going to have to come right in, some SEC guys that should be able to contribute. But Terrell Suggs is such a big loss, and he may not come back to midseason. Even if he does, is he going to be in midseason form? That's the question. So they may finish strong, but I see them doing a little bit worse than they did last year. I have them at 11-5. So I still see them as being the best team in the AFC North, and maybe even the best team in the AFC, but not quite the record they did last year, but still an elite team. Okay, so check out my other videos. I'll be doing college football videos. I will be going to college games, maybe getting some footage from there. Tomorrow I go to the UNC Chapel Hill football game. And I'll be picking games every week in the NFL, talking about college games, talking about fantasy football. I'll be picking games with the spread. I'll be picking all 16 games, win-loss. So see how you can do against me. Be sure to put your predictions for the AFC North right below in the comment box, and let's see who's right and let's see who's wrong in the end. This is Middle Class Matt, ready for football season to begin. See you next time.